Good evening and happy Saturday night. It's not quite Friday. We're trying to do unboxings on Friday, but turns out I got home from a trip on Saturday night. So guess what was on the doorstep? We got, boom, the 48ers our package has arrived. So let's dig right into it and check it out. In the meantime, if you are waiting for the next episodes of the VX4 F14A build, they are coming, they are edited, and the last 2 weeks we've just had technical difficulties getting them off the iMovie platform and onto YouTube. So that's coming, but in the meantime, take a look at this. Hopefully this satisfies your modeling needs. Ship to, that's me. All right, let's check out what we have here. It's wrapped like a Christmas present. How nice. All right, let's unwrap this and we'll come right back. All right, we got a whole lineup of things to look at. First, I just want to show you this. I love how the 48ers packages, everything's just done so well. So here's an assortment of some small things. They wrap them in bubble wrap. There is no way these things can get damaged the way they ship them. So that's really cool. Ooh, look at that. I didn't remember ordering this one. So here's a pile of stuff that we have. Let's take a look at what came in. You can see this one. This is number one right off the bat. It's an F-18 Blue Angels pilot from Had Models. This is pretty cool. We're gonna bust into this one real fast. And if you wanna do a Blue Angel, I think this is now the only, so far, Blue Angel pilot standing at least, or seated that I'm aware of. Although I have a sneaking suspicion that in the very near future, we're going to see a seated Blue Angel pilot. And that's, let's just call that a hunch or an intuition right now. And we'll open this up and take a look at it in just a second. In the meantime, well, here we are. It's already open. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ta-da! It's in the cage, so we're going to have to cut it out of the cage to take a look. But this is a pretty cool thing happening here. All right, we're going to take a look at that one. I just bought two because if one's good, two's always better in models and in things like wine. But here we go, some Super Hornet sensors from Wolf 3D. Those are pretty awesome. I'm doing one super cool Super Hornet. Funny enough, it will probably go with the Blue Angel pilot. Go figure. So we're gonna, ooh, look at those. Those suckers are hard to get a focus because they're so tiny, but we'll see what we can do about looking at those closer. You can see what's on right there. Now, let's go through a pile of these. Hypersonic. A6 fin intruder tip. The A6 for the Hobby Boss kit, unfortunately, is flat on the top where it should have this nice angle up. So thank you, Hypersonic, for making those. We've got a bunch of stuff from Master here. We've got an SU-27, SU-30 probe. I seem to remember buying a bunch of these or some of these before. And although I think I've bought new kits since then, but we got one of those. Hell, look at that, we got two of those. Hey. Static discharges. These are, I mean, you can barely see these things. These are so fine in here, but static discharges again for SU 27, 30, 33 products. What do we have here? Oh, more of them. So 2 sets of dischargers, 2 sets of pitot tubes, and we've got some F-16, same thing, static dischargers down here on the bottom. And as you can see, those suckers, man, they are beautiful, and they're metal. Those things will not break. Toothbrush bristles work great too, but in this case, brass works better. So there you go. There is one box tonight on a Saturday night. And if we pan up and look over here, oh my, there's a much bigger box. Before I go, I want to show you this. This is the decals for the Blue Angel pilot here. It's about as close as we're going to get to it, but it has the different numbers. It's printed in white and yellow. My best guess is their intention is that because it's so small and so fine in 1/48 scale, that you're supposed to put the white down and then the yellow on top to keep the color. However, I mean, these things aren't even a short and curly thick. They're so thin, there is no possible way you could ever line these things up if that's the case. So I think the best bet is just to put the yellow away. What are we doing here? The yellow on the blue and see what happens. But there you go. There's a decal sheet. And it's got 1 through 8, it looks like. So anyways, happy Saturday. We're going to open the next box. Okay, it's time for the twofer, the next box we're going to open up. It actually is not unmarked. It actually was marked, and it came from a land of far, far away. In fact, in a very land of far, far away. It came from the Ukraine, and some special friends there are going through, well, we won't get into politics, but an extremely challenging time in the country of Ukraine right now. And the fact that these guys are still making and distributing some of the finest hobby products the world has ever seen, and one of the greatest aftermarket companies operating right now, and that is ResKit. So to everybody at ResKit, wish you the best, care about you guys, and thank you so much for continuing to produce awesome products. And okay, what we got is a whole bunch of things to go through here. So let's spin this around, and I guess we can just kind of get started and take a look at what we have here. There's a big pile of things. These are brand new Super Hornet fuel tanks. Before we move on, these are amazing because everything is now 3D printed, but these are going to have, I believe, the weave on there. So we're going to have to take a look at those closer up. While we're at it, new sidewinders. Now, ResKit's done some really beautiful resin ones prior to this, but these are the new 482 3D printed ones. So a couple of those. Everything we're going to have to take out, look at later. Oh my God, this box is huge. All right, we're going to try and rush through this quickly because nobody cares about what the box is, but we want to see inside. So while we're at it, these are all, I believe these are all new products. CATM, these are captive carry AIM 120Cs. We've got... there we go, AIM 7 Sparrow 3s. These are for early F-14s, hopefully, as noted right here. So these are going to go on 1970s F-14s. New figures. Ho, 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 here we go, folks. These are what they're calling green jerseys. So everything here is 48 scale, by the way. But those are for carrier deck stuff. Let's get some next boxes. We've got 150-gallon fuel tanks for A4 Skyhawks. We have the D704 Buddy Store. Now, they already did one of these prior. It was a newer version, basically. That was an air refueling pod. The Navy, fun fact, D704 air refueling store. There are 2 different versions of these, and they've just called them both the 704s. That's just kind of become the common name for a refueling thing. So new AIM 120s. To kind of go with those captive carry ones. What else do we got here? Okay, that's another Super Hornet fuel tank. Let's go. Oh, more of these. We showed these before. I just had to stock up on some more of the F-14A intakes. And the thing I absolutely love about this is this part right here is part of the splitter plates for these. So had to stock up on a few more of those. Let's see. These are brown jerseys for the carrier stuff. We'll look at all the figures on their own. Outboard pylons for Air Force F4. Oh, ooh, look at this. AIM-9X Sidewinders. More missiles. Cool. Again, these are all new 3D printed ones. So I got some JBU 54. And of course, the day after I ordered these, I realized I bought these before. I have plenty of them. But you know what? We're going to have more now. New F-35 access ladders, boarding ladders. I'm going to see if this fits the new Tamiya F-35C, which is on its way now. Some more figures. Here we go. Yellow jerseys. Whole bunch of carrier stuff. I went real big into Reed Oak, and I still love those figures, but Galaxy, Reed Oak, and ResKit all have some amazing stuff. Here's a giant box. Ooh, look at that, 32nd scale. These now are the F-14, both open and closed exhaust, and what I like about this, one, for the trumpeter, I'm not going to build a trumpeter. I'm building Tamiya for a lot of reasons, which if I get around to that build, I'll talk more in depth. But the ones for Tamiya are just the nozzle and the tube. They don't have the body fairing here. So these are the new 3D printed ones. I just bought the resin ones like 6 months ago. So I've got spares now. But I'm going to see how those fit on the Tamiya kit. And that is a big project. Some more AIM-7 Sparrows. We got F-14. These are the new, again, 3D printed. Have a bunch of the resin ones, but these are the new 3D printed versions of the F-14A exhaust. Can't wait to look at those, see how they compare. More Tom Kennan takes A7 stuff, early cockpit version. That's pretty sweet. We're going to save this one for last because we have one more in the box, and that is, ta-da, F-35 Lightning exhaust nozzles. My biggest hope is that this is going to fit the new Tamiya kit because the A and the C should actually hopefully be about the same. We're going to find out when that kit shows up in a little while. And then our last thing, this is a gift from ResKit if you ordered either during the time period or for a certain dollar amount, whatever it was. I just honestly don't remember. But this is their special Halloween gift. That looks pretty cool. It looks like there's an AIM-7 or an AIM-9 in there and a cool figure. So that's the quickest unboxing. We are going to open all this stuff up and take a look at it for part 2. So there you go. Have a wonderful Saturday night. Get building models, and we'll see you next time. Fly Navy, Model Navy, NAVAIR in Scale.